stop me if you've heard this before. To have federal agents in Minnesota have fewer of them, the state must honor ICE detainers. It's been the key message from DHS all along. And they have been saying that there are now 1,360 deportable immigrants, criminals, they say, in custody here. So Fox 9's Corin Hoggard has been trying to check those numbers for about a few weeks now. Corin, you join us in the studio. Can we verify these numbers now?
Well, Simone and Tim, the short answer is no. The math just doesn't add up. We reached out to the state's biggest counties and state prison officials, and what we can confirm is a much smaller number.
Officers taking custody of criminal aliens directly from the jails means less officers on the street.
Establishing a pipeline for ICE in Minnesota's county jails is a requirement for the drawdown of federal agents, according to Border Czar Tom Homan. Since at least January 13th, in tweets and public announcements into this week, Homeland Security officials have put a specific number on deportable criminals in Minnesota's custody.
ICE currently has more than 1,360 immigration detainers on illegal aliens in Minnesota jails and prisons.
State prisons have always cooperated with those detainers, and the Department of Corrections has recently released videos of those transfers, including that of Jaime Tirado-Hernandez. Homeland Security lists the convicted murderer as one of the worst arrested during Operation Metro Surge. Corrections Commissioner Paul Schnell says Minnesota prisons have about 200 inmates on ICE detainers. He's tried to get Homeland Security to help figure out how they're counting 1,360 deportable criminals, but they haven't.
At worst, it is pure propaganda. Numbers released without evidence to stoke fear rather than inform the public.
Fox 9 has repeatedly asked the department for a list or even a partial list of inmates for whom ICE has detainers. We've never received one, so we tried to do the math ourselves. We asked the 6 biggest counties for their numbers and found 24 people with ICE detainers in the Hennepin County Jail, 4 in Dakota County, 5 in Anoka, 3 in Washington, and none in St. Louis County. That's 36 detainers in 5 of the 6 biggest counties. Schnell says when you add the other counties, jails average about 100. So in total, we can account for about 300 non-citizens serving time or awaiting trial in Minnesota custody, more than 1,000 short of the federal government's number, which is troubling to people trying to figure out what the government wants in order to end the surge.
The fact that they're playing games with these numbers means that we can't trust what they're putting up there.
And DHS has also claimed the state released 470 deportable criminals onto the streets of Minnesota since President Trump took office last year. Schnell says the state has honored every single ICE detainer they've received, so the number is 0.